Friends and followers of Minor Sign and Tales on the Magic Skagit, get a load of this. Do you know where it is? Well, it's at a pop-up in downtown Mount Vernon. And this has been a few things over the last few years. I can remember being here a couple of tulip festivals ago when it was another little art venue. But I gotta tell you, what's in here now is amazing. And I have to introduce you to one of the sources of the amazement, who also happens to be the mother of our newest Skagit Valley Youth History Project intern, Kristin Theiss. And this is Kristin Theiss. Kristin,
hi.
Tell us what you got here.
Whoa, okay. Well, my husband and I met teaching at the college in the art department. And so he does ceramics and 3D art, and I do screen printing and drawing. And I started my own business about 19 years ago that's been primarily online, but this is kind of a melding of our creative minds in this storefront. I do drawings with thread up there.
And by the way,
yeah.
I'm going to get in a little closer on this.
Zoom in.
Okay, take a look at this. These are drawings on thread. All right, so seeing is believing, and we're going to get around to an invitation here momentarily. You can come down here. Kristin, what are your hours?
So our hours are 11 to 5, Wednesday through Sunday. I get kind of excited, so I sometimes get here early. So sometimes I'm here at 10:30, but officially 11, and then sometimes I stay late. So, but those are the main hours, is 11 to 5.
Okay, now we were talking about your husband's ceramics, and he is a nationally known
Yes,
ceramicist.
he is.
And you were talking, before I so rudely interrupted you, about your drawings on thread, and you also turn those into what, silk screen?
Screen printing, yeah, I can show you, like this deer, you can kind of see this thread hanging. I use the quilter's foot on my sewing machine, which is called a darning tool, and I take the feed dogs down, which means it doesn't just go straight, it can move around.
Okay.
And so it's one continuous line, and I use painter's canvas so that I can move it around as I need to. So this is the original drawing, and then, I think he's on green. Then I make a screen, and then I screen print it. So this is the screen printed version.
Oh my gosh.
And
oh
then,
my gosh.
I've had the business for a really long time, so I have a lot of animals. I have a lot of screens.
A lot of
and
screens.
And then like here too, these are hand printed scarves. I screen print large pieces of fabric yardage for scarves of my patterns.
Wow.
And so, yeah.
And you've got a special little event going on this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So because this is a pop-up space, we found out in late March that it was available, and we jumped on it. But we didn't have a ton of time in April just because of tulips and trips and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we decided we're going to have our official opening on Saturday here at the space between 5 and 6:30. And the great thing about teaching is we meet really cool people. And my husband has a night class, night ceramics class, and he has a wonderful group of people in there. And one of them happens to be a musician of a well-known band called Telekinesis. His name is Michael Lerner, and he's the greatest guy. And he's coming in, and he's going to play some songs. I think if my son's in the right mood, he might too.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I think Sarah thought that I wanted him to sing, and that made him stressed out. But he's just going to play whatever he's going to play, probably a warm up and a warm down, I don't know, after, and maybe with, I don't know. We'll see.
Oh.
But it'll be a lot of fun. And we realized we just don't know what to expect when we say we're having this, but it's a very small space, so we might have to utilize the sidewalk, but it's basically just to say we're here. Thank you for being so great so far, and I love meeting people. So it's more just a way to
Get
see
connected.
faces. Yeah, I love that part. So,
Well-
and actually, I saw you scan up here. I'll explain. Like the quilt, I didn't make, but all of the fabric is mine.
Oh my.
My designs,
Oh
and
my.
my goal is to have a fabric line. So I've been working diligently in the last couple of years to figure out how to do what I do with my hands on the computer. So now I can do Adobe Illustrator. I can make repeats with my screens. So
Well, you've heard me say it before, folks, when I've talked about Mount Vernon and the Magic Skagit, and I've used the term TPC, talent per capita. This is just another brilliant demonstration of the fact that we have just some amazing artistic, creative people here in our community. And if you come on out on Saturday, and what time will your event be,
the
Kristin?
shop will be open from 11 to 5 officially, and then where the festivities will start happening from, like, Michael will be here at 5:30.
Okay,
But
okay.
we'll keep it going to 6:30 or
All right,
7.
great.
Yeah.
Well, folks, you heard about it here. Come on down. There's going to be a lot happening because the very next day, Ramon Rivera has got his Cinco de Mayo celebration happening, and that's going to be another phenomenal event. So until then, keep it magic, y'all.